This is a really good case, but it just might not be for iPhone Air buyers. This is the Mous Limitless for iPhone Air, and I've tested a handful of mouse products in the past for iPhones and iPads, and I've never just really been impressed with them. But because they released this for the Air and they added the camera control button, I thought I'd give it a shot. So let's take a look at it. So starting off with the design, there's many different materials to choose from. This is the fabric in the marine blue colorway. They also have mulberry, sage, a speckled one, as well as stone. But they also have aramid fiber, they have a black leather, and they also have like a walnut wood backing. The fabric back is similar to the fine woven case from Apple a few years ago, but it's just a much better quality. It's scratch resistant, and it just feels really good to the touch. There's also a microfiber lining on the inside that shows off that MagSafe ring, but it is a really thin material. This thing is also shaped like a banana. I don't know if you can kind of tell that, but there's a big curvature, but once you get the phone in there, you can't really tell that difference. So the middle is the slimmest part of the phone, and then it flares out and tapers off on the sides. So the middle is measuring in at about 9.6 millimeters, and then each corner is about 10.5. So with the iPhone Air being 5.6 millimeters total, this is almost doubling up when you're talking about like the corners over here. But the inside of the case does have an air foam shock absorber, and like I said, it flares out on each corner even a little bit more to really help with those corner drops, and they work. The corners also flare up here, giving about 3.5 millimeters of screen clearance for face down drops, and there's also a raised lip around the camera housing, so you really are protecting the camera, and the entire computer of the phone is right in this camera housing as well, so you are getting great protection there. Now on one side we're getting this really nice, ridged grip over here. It feels good if you're right-handed. You have it on the finger side. If you're left-handed, it's more on the palm side, but that feels great. And the buttons, they're just plastic, but they're really tactile. They feel good, so no complaints with those. The camera control button is here. Last year at launch, just like most other manufacturers, it wasn't there. Halfway through the phone cycle, they added them in there, so I didn't bother buying this case twice last year, but it's on here now, and it works really good. So no complaints there. So I mean, what's not to love, right? The build quality is not the issue here, but it is how the phone feels when it's in your hand. It's just not great. It's, comfortable. It feels like it's secure, but we bought this phone because of its sleekness, right? How different it felt. We gave up features to use this phone, and now it just feels like I'm holding a Pro phone that has 2 less cameras. The MagSafe strength also just seems super weak. Although on the website it says it's a strong magnet, and I haven't had any accessories fall off, but when I do put my wallet on there, it just doesn't seem secure. I have something on there and easily it can fall right off. I haven't had any issues while I'm using it, but if you use this on a mount in your car or something, take a hard bump or stop aggressively, your phone might go flying. It hasn't happened for me, but it just doesn't feel very secure. And as an everyday Apple Wallet user, that's just not assuring for me. So next is my biggest gripe, and that's the price. So this thing, to start off, is $70, and that's just for the fabric materials. If you want to go a little bit higher and get the leather or the walnut, tack on another $5. That brings us to $75. If you want the aramid fiber, tack on another $5. So $80 for that one. And you're thinking, why don't I just go to Amazon and get it? It'll probably be a little bit cheaper. No, tack on another $5 for each material. So they're $5 more on Amazon than they are on their own website, this is just crazy to me. Now, there are 2 types of people when it comes to cases. One, I believe, is protect your device at all cost. So if it's going to give you the best protection, it doesn't matter the price. But then I think there's also a group that wants to blend some protection, some style, and the price. And for Air users, I think we're mostly looking for style this year. The phone is built really well. We do want some added protection when it just comes to some drops, but we don't want to take away the superpower of the thinness of this phone. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? All right, guys, so let's wrap this one up. I do think that Mous made a great case this year. I just think it would be better suited for the Pro devices. I don't think it would take away from the form factor of those phones. But for the iPhone Air, I think it just does lose that superpower of the incredible thinness. But Mous does make some slim cases as well. So we have a couple of those coming down the road. We have a clear case as well as the Aramid fiber in the slim version. So if you're not already, please subscribe so you can catch those ones. And also, don't forget to like and hype this video up if you can. But until the next time, it's Sean with Buck Life. Peace.